All right, hello and welcome to your Play 1-2 this morning. I hope you're having a beautiful morning. My name is Brittni. I'm going to be guiding you through. First, we're going to start in an easy seat. Today is all about creating balance in your body. We're going to take a lot of balancing postures, and we're going to take them really slowly so we can kind of build them from the ground up. I'm going to cover 4 main concepts of balancing today: grounding down, Mula Bandha, which is your root lock, counter forces, and the breath. So go ahead and start with an easy seat on your mat. Your sit bones, your ischial tuberosities really planted down into your mat, and starting to notice your breath coming in and out of your nose. You can close the eyes here. Really just feel the space around you. Get a little bit taller through the crown of your head. And for our pranayama today, our breath work, we're going to take an evening breath here. So we're going to take 3 rounds of 4-count breath, 4 inhale, 4 exhale, then 3 rounds of 5-count breath in, 5-count breath out, and then finally 6, which we'll be using for the rest of class today. 6 in and 6 out. So right now, let everything go out of your mouth, release it. Seal the lips and start to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, a gentle hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle hold. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 5. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle hold. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hi, Jeannie. We're just doing a pranayama right now. So take a gentle seat on the ground or on your mat, and we're going to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. We've got 2 more rounds of that, and then we'll move up to 6, creating a balancing breath. So deep inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time for 5. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now our 6-count breath. This is the breath that we're going to use for the rest of class. It's elongated. But if it doesn't work in your body, feel free to come back to that 4 or 5. Really just focus on the balancing aspect of it, that your inhales are matching your exhales. So that 6-count breath. Ready? Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle hold at the top. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That gentle hold. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the counts of the breath, and then keep inhaling and exhaling with that sense of balance. Jeannie, I was just telling Tatiana that we're going to be working on balancing today, and the 4 concepts that we're going to be covering are grounding down either through your knees or your feet, whatever is attached to the earth. Your Mula Bandha, which is your root lock, and I'll walk you through that when we get into our Skandasana pose. Counter forces, which is, we'll see that in our tree pose, and then your breath. So we've already created that balancing breath here. You're rooted down through your sit bones. You're reaching tall through the crown of your head, so you're kind of creating that rooting down effect with your sit bones. And then we're going to get into our child's pose. We're going to start to move into our flow. And I was thinking, Jeannie, you might want to lose the mat that you have, that big foam thick one, because if you're going to be balancing today, it might cause you to wibble wobble around a little bit more. So you're going to have to compensate more than you would need to just on the carpet. So maybe push your mat aside and just work on your carpet today. And make sure that that bed or that couch is close by so you can grab onto it for stability if you need it. So let's get started in child's pose. Big toes come to touch, knees spread wide, fingertips reaching out long in front of you, and we're going to be using our feet a lot today. So go ahead and tuck the toes under so that we get a nice plantar fascia stretch right from the beginning. You're going to get really familiar with your feet today, feeling all four corners of them. So just really send your mind there and kind of explore the stretch and that feeling right here in your child's pose. Bring your third eye space down to your mat and start to rock your head side to side. Recreate that balancing breath right here. And use this moment to set an intention for your practice. Something to give you strength to carry you through, something that you can bring your mind back to. Maybe it's a mantra, I am stronger than I think I am. Maybe it's just that word balance that you breathe in and breathe out. It's totally up to you. Just set it in your mind here, something that you can keep coming back to. If you haven't already, activate your Ujjayi breath by keeping the lips sealed and breathing in and out through your nose, creating that ocean wave breath. And now on your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop position, keeping those toes tucked under, but bring the knees directly underneath the hips and the heels directly behind the knees. We're going to find some cat-cow motions here. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, roll your shoulders up, back, and down, so it even creates a little massage for your traps. Gazing up, tailbone tipping towards the back of your head, getting that spinal stretch. And then as you exhale, again, focusing on rooting down, creating balance. You're going to root down through the palms, root down through the knees, so much so that your spine will round, and you'll bring your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, draw the shoulders up, back, and down. Draw the tailbone up, gaze up. And then exhale, press the mat away with your palms, round the spine, chin in towards your chest. Add on any movement that feels good here, maybe looking back at your heels, creating those C shapes on each side. You can come back towards the toes, get even more of a toe stretch here, bottom of the feet, and then round on your exhale forward. Or you can create a crank motion with your spine, drawing your belly down to the side, up, and around to the other side. And then taking it the other way. And when you're ready, plant through your palms, lift your shins, and draw your belly into the center line. Those side abs, your obliques, are drawing in. So you're feeling everything engaged. Your muscles are lighting up like a Christmas tree. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, press back and find downward facing dog, creating that upside down V shape with our body. Really just establishing the pose here, planting your palms deeply into your mat, so much so that you press the mat away, fingers spread wide. Again, drawing those side abs in towards the center line, and then letting the heels sink down towards the mat. You can always bend your knees as much as you need here. And just find a few settling breaths. On an inhale, lift the right leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip, open up. You can roll your ankle, draw circles on the ceiling with your knee. And already you're finding balance here. So you're just in a three-legged dog. One leg is high. So really think about this tripod that you're creating. You're planting down, rooting through your palms and rooting through the ball mound of the back foot. So just check in with that and then draw your shoulders back into alignment, drawing the right shoulder forward to be in line with the left. Take a deep inhale here, come back through that straight three-legged dog.
And then as you exhale, hug your knee into your chest, knee into your nose, around the spine, around the shoulders. And then just gently step this right foot in between your palms. Let the left knee come down to your mat. So you're in low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Tenting through the fingers here. Inhale, reach forward with your heart space, drawing your sternum forward through your shoulder heads. And then exhale, chin towards your chest. Just taking a few moments here. Getting this nice stretch on the front of the left hip. And then we'll move back and forth between this low lunge and our half split rather. So you'll take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, straighten the front leg, maybe scoot that heel forward just a little bit so that the hips are directly in line over the back knee. And then inhale, come back to that low lunge. And then exhale, forward fold over that straight front leg, half split. Take that a few more times. Going back and forth between these two poses. And then come back to that half split and stay right there, bending the elbows as much as you want, rounding through the spine to bring your forehead towards that straightened shin. Just getting a nice hamstring stretch here. Creating that sense of balance in our body. Walk your fingertips back here. Maybe you have your blocks available nearby, or maybe some big books, or your bed, or the couch, something that you can bring your hands to stabilize you. And then you'll just bring yourself upright. Your toes are tucked under, and then you're going to have a squeeze of the thighs here. So again, we're finding where we're grounded down, finding that balance. So Lukma, no hands kind of feeling. You're grounding down through the front heel as well as that left knee into your mat. Toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. And your legs are so active that your quads are lighting up. You feel a lift of that right knee. Get strong through the core here. You're almost squeezing the inner thighs together without moving the legs. Inhale the hands high. And to create more of a challenge, if you feel like this is not a challenge for your balance at all, go ahead and take a back bend here, lifting through the heart, drawing the gaze up. Any movement will always challenge your balance further, so you'll reconnect with the breath, reconnect with the grounding, and reconnect with the squeeze of the thighs. All of that is going to provide you stability. Inhale your hands back high, either staying where you are or taking a side bend to the right, letting the right hand come down, maybe to a block, gazing up underneath the left arm. And then taking it the other way, maybe placing your other block over, taking a stretch, gazing up underneath the right arm, leaning over to the left. And then come back to center space. Replant your fingertips down, rebend into the front knee. And then you're going to bring your hands to the inside of that right foot. So you're in a lizard pose here. So two palms are underneath your shoulders, and then this right foot is just outside of that right hand, maybe standing on the pinky toe. Inhale, reach your heart forward. And then exhale, bend the elbows, sink your head down. You can come down to your forearms if that's available to you. But right here is just fine. Getting another psoas stretch on the left. Now from here, we're going to find Skandasana. We're going to activate our Mula Bandha. So you're going to activate the back leg, bring that knee up, and then walk your fingertips around to the long edge of your mat or to the side. You're going to plant down through the left heel and come up onto the ball mound of this right foot. Knee is pointing out this time to protect the joint, and your fingertips are just tented down in front of you. Maybe you have your blocks in front of you. And we're going to find some balance here. So first we'll just stretch forward and just get familiar with this pose. Reach your fingertips forward, and then find a forward fold. And then bring your hands back into center space. Walk them in as close as you can. And we're going to activate that Mula Bandha now. So your Mula Bandha, your root lock, it lies at the base of your torso. You're going to draw your two sit bones together, those ischial tuberosities, the bones that you sit on. You're going to draw them in towards one another, a squeeze. All of this, you'll feel a lift. And then your pubic bone and your tailbone also squeeze together. So you've got those 4 points at the bottom of your torso that all squeeze in and up. So activate those muscles, start to squeeze in and up. And then bring one hand to your heart at a time. Again, you're grounding down through the left heel, through the right ball mount. And you're finding that Mula Bandha space. Try and stay upright, lifting through the crown of your head. Take 2 more breaths here. And then fingertips down. Walk yourself back to the top of your mat. Find that lizard pose once more, left knee down. And this time you're going to press this right thigh out to the side. You're going to come to the edge of your right foot and then press the inner thigh on the right side away, gazing up towards the ceiling. Just finding a nice twist here. The back toes can stay down, they can tuck under, whatever feels best in your body today. Just take 2 breaths here. Each inhale filling you up with space, creating more space in your body, and each exhale taking that twist a little further. Finding some gratitude, some gratefulness for this day, for this breath, for this body that was given to you to carry you on this journey. Come back to that lizard pose. And then heel toe the right foot back into center space. You're going to tuck the back toes under and find a wide leg pyramid pose. So both legs straighten, and we're folding over that front leg, drawing the right hip crease back in space so that your hips become even with one another. Tap back into the breath here. And you're just going to play with balance. So you're up high on the ball mount of that back foot. You're really rooting down strong through the front foot. And then you're just going to play with bringing one hand up at a time. Really getting strong in the core. Again, we're hugging the obliques, the side abs in towards the center line. And then one hand up at a time. Just reaching forward. Take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, release the fingertips down. Take your fold. We'll do that 2 more times. Planting strongly through the feet. Find the scissoring motion of the inner thighs together. Inhale, hands come forward. Exhale, release the fingertips down. Forward fold over that front leg. Last time, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, fingertips down, fold over. And balance is really just one of those things too where the more you do it, the more familiar you become with the mechanics of your body that need to make it happen. So the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Rebend into that front knee, plant through your palms, send the right leg high, inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, release it down to your mat. Taking all of that on the other side, inhale the left leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hips, open up through that left hip towards the ceiling. Maybe roll the ankle, draw circles on the ceiling with your knee. And then realign the shoulders here, drawing the left shoulder in line with the right, drawing it down towards your mat. And then again, finding that balance here. You're in that 3-legged dog, planting through the palms. Feel where you're rooted into your mat. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose crunch, round through the spine. And then set that left foot in between your palms. Let the right knee come down to your mat. And you're just finding this Anjaneyasana, low lunge, tenting through the fingers, lifting through the heart here. Back foot can stay tucked under or go flat. And then draw your chin in towards your chest. And just take a few rounds of that balanced breath here. Maybe inhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding at the top. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take one more just like that on your own. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, straighten the front leg, find that half split, maybe scooting the heel forward just a little bit. Hips are stacked over the back knee. Gentle little fold. And then moving between those two poses, as you inhale, rebend the front knee, come into that low lunge space. As you exhale, straighten through the front leg, find your fold over that leg. Take about 3 more rounds of that. Deep inhale, bending the front knee. And deep exhale, straightening the front leg. Inhale, bend. Gaze up. And exhale, straighten. And then tuck the back toes under, maybe grab your blocks or have that space that you've created to stabilize you nearby. And we'll come up gently. Once again, finding where we're rooted, grounding down through the front heel, through the back toes. Feeling that squeeze of the inner thighs once more. So you'll feel that hip crease, that left hip crease move back in space when you do that. And maybe gently make your way up to standing on that knee, standing on that heel. Once again, drawing your abs in towards the midline. Feel that stabilization there, the belly button to the spine. Maybe you have your blocks. And just find a couple breaths here. Maybe you took that challenge, hands coming up high overhead. And the back bend, cactusing the arms, lifting through the heart, really reaching tall through the sternum towards the sky. That's going to challenge your balance even further. It's going to kick it up a notch. So then you'll re-ground into the front heel, into the back ball mound. You'll reassess the squeeze of your thighs, and you'll get tighter in the core. From there, hands come back high. Maybe you take that side bend over to the left this time, gazing up under the right arm, really feeling that side stretch. Come back into center space, hands high. And then take your side bend to the other side, maybe right hand to right hip, left hand high overhead, or right hand to a block, or your stabilizer. And then come back through center space. And then rebend into that front knee, plant your fingertips in around that front foot, and then scoot that left foot out so that you can bring your palms in to that lizard pose. So palms are directly underneath your shoulders, your left foot is outside of your left hand. That back foot is tucked under or it's flat, totally up to you. Take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, your head dips down, or maybe you come onto those forearms for lizard pose. Reconnect with that balancing breath. And this left knee, talking about counter forces here, this left inside of the knee is hugging into the left shoulder rather, and the left shoulder is pressing back into the left knee. So you feel those counter forces as you're in this lizard pose, whether you're upright, you're still squeezing that all in. These should be locked together. This pressing against this pressing against that, or same thing down on the forearms. It squeezes in. That left knee presses in to the left shoulder. And then from there, we're going to find our Skandasana. So you'll activate the back leg, right knee will lift. Walk your hands to the long edge of your mat. You're going to ground down through the right heel this time, coming onto the ball mound of the left foot. So you're finding this ninja pose. This is your ninja. Grounding down through the right foot and the ball mound of the left foot. And from here, just establish, take a deep inhale. And then walk your fingertips forward to find that fold, that nice deep stretch. Flex even deeper through the right foot so that you can feel that heel really ground down into the earth. And then walk your fingertips back in towards you. We're going to find that Skandasana balance here. So again, activating Mula Bandha, your two sit bones squeezing in towards one another. Your pubic bone and your tailbone also squeezing in towards one another, and then everything lifting up So you'll feel that lift when you activate everything. One hand to your heart at a time. And then always checking back in. If you start to lose your balance, check in with the grounding, with the breath, with your Mula Bandha, and with your counter forces. Those feet pressing into your mat pressing back into your feet, maybe pressing your hands in towards one another. 2 more rounds of breath right here, finding this balance. And then releasing your fingertips back to your mat. Walk your hands back to the top of your mat, that short edge. Finding that lizard pose once more. The right knee comes down, and now you're pressing the inner left thigh away. Coming onto the outside edge of the left foot, that knife's edge. Gazing up at the ceiling, and really find a twist here. So that you're gazing up and you can feel your spine twisting from that mid space. Each inhale, fill up, create space in your body. Maybe your collarbones spread a little bit. Each exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Find some depth in the pose. Come back to center space, plant your palms down, and then heel toe your foot back into the center of them. Engage the back leg. We're going to find that wide leg pyramid pose, straightening through both legs, and then really just folding over that front leg. Falling over is not what we want to do today, but we probably will, and that's okay. So draw the left hip crease back, fold over that front leg, and just take a moment here to feel the back of that left hamstring opening up. Try not to lock out the front leg, so you're pressing into the front foot enough that you have a gentle bend to this front knee. It's very slight though. Very subtle. If you need to step this back foot in a little bit, I totally get it. Please feel free to, but stay up high on the ball mound since we're working with our balance here. Again, you can grab your blocks to give you stability. Place them underneath your palms. It's a great place for them. Or we can work towards that vinyasa balance challenge. So you're going to squeeze the inner thighs together, root down through the front foot, through the back toes. You're going to find your Mula Bandha, drawing your sit bones together, drawing your tailbone and your pubic bone together. And then you're going to inhale those hands up just for a breath. And then exhale, release them back down. Find that fold over the front leg. And this front knee can bend quite generously if that feels better in your body. Let's try that again. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward. Find a flat back. Ground down. Exhale, release the fingertips down. Find your fold. One more time. Inhale, get strong in the legs. Reach the hands forward. Get strong in the belly. Exhale, release the fingertips down. Find your fold. Rebend into the front knee. Plant the palms. Send the left leg high. Three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your gaze in between your palms. As you exhale, bend the knees and step your way to the top of your mat. Big toes come to touch, heels are slightly apart. Take a deep inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Find your Ragdoll Uttanasana here. Hands grab opposite elbows, head goes heavy and weighted towards the earth. And find a gentle sway side to side. You can separate your feet even wider if that feels good today. Maybe a wide leg ragdoll. And just find that balanced breath here. And then from here, bring your feet back into hip width distance, so your feet are directly underneath your hips. You're going to place your left palm underneath your nose, maybe your left fingertips underneath your nose. Bend into the left knee and sweep the right fingertips high, finding a twist. And then from here, you're going to bring the weight over to that left foot. So you've got balance in your left foot and your left hand. Those are providing your stability. You're still gazing up at those top fingertips, and then you're going to slowly bring the weight all the way into the left foot so that you can float the right foot up and off, bending the knee and bringing the heel towards the right glute. Just play with that balance. Find the four corners of that left foot and root them down deep. And then release it back down. Release the right hand down, take a gentle sway side to side. And in this gentle sway, again, find the four corners of your feet. Maybe you rock back and forth, side to side, so that you feel the outside edges of your feet, the inside edges of your feet, the front edges, and the back edges. These are going to aid you in your stability when you create your balancing. So let's take the other side. Right fingertips down. Inhale, left fingertips high. Bend the right knee as you gaze up towards the left fingertips. You can also gaze down at the right fingertips if that provides you more balance. And then you're going to bring the weight over to the right foot. Maybe set the right fingertips outside the right foot, whatever provides you more balance. And then start to slowly come up onto the left toes, bending the left knee, bringing the left heel towards the left glute. Find the right foot here. Find the four corners and plant them down into your mat, into the ground. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, release that left foot to your mat. Left hand comes down, find your forward fold. Again, take that gentle sway side to side, maybe grab opposite elbows, really letting your head hang loose off your shoulders, releasing any tension in your neck here. Release your fingertips to your mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins, crown reaching forward, find a flat back. And then exhale, forward fold. Take a gentle bend to your knees, press into your feet, inhale, rise all the way up, mountain pose, gazing up, reaching tall. Hands come together overhead and meet at your heart space or to your sides for Samasthiti, standing at attention. We'll take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, get our blood moving and pumping. Inhale, mountain pose, gazing up, rooting down deep through the feet. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach forward through the crown of your head. Bring the weight forward into the ball mounds just a little bit. Exhale, plant your palms underneath your shoulder heads and step your feet back to that plank pose. Shoulders stacked over wrists, heels stacked over toes. Zip up through the core. A gentle tuck of the tailbone under. As you inhale, shift your body weight forward. As you exhale, slowly lower to your chaturanga arms or all the way down to your mat. If you took your chaturanga arms, find an upward facing dog, planting into your palms, lifting through the heart, pressing into the top of the feet. If you came all the way down to your mat, find a low cobra, lifting your heart up and off of your mat, and then maybe lifting your palms up and off as well, planting your feet so deeply into your mat that your knees are lifted up and off. From there, come all the way down, and then press your way back to a downward facing dog, using your core to send the hips high. Take 3 rounds of breath right here. Remembering that balancing breath. Inhale, lift your gaze in between your palms to the top of your mat. Exhale, bend the knees and step your way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Gentle bend to the knees as you press into your feet, rise all the way up. Inhale, mountain pose, gazing up, reaching tall. Exhale, hands to your heart space or to your side, Samasthiti. Let's do 2 more rounds of that. Each time you get into your Tadasana mountain pose, really feel your feet pressing into the ground, pressing into your mat, so much so that your knees are lifting and that your quads are lighting up, your thighs are squeezing together. Even just this standing is so incredibly active. Keep that in mind as we flow through. Inhale, mountain pose, reaching up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, flow through. Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering halfway, pressing through the palms, lifting the heart, lifting the hips a little bit and drawing them forward. And then use the core, zip up through the center line. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Just 2 rounds of breath here to really feel the palms and feel the feet. Feel where you're grounded down and press into it. Inhale, lift your gaze in between your palms. Exhale, bend the knees, step your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Gentle bend to the knees, really feel your feet. Spread through the toes, plant them down, and then rise up. Inhale, mountain pose. Legs are so incredibly active. Exhale, hands to your heart or to your side, Samasthiti. One more round, just like that. Deep inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, flow through. Exhale, meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your gaze in between your palms. Exhale, bend the knees, step your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Really feeling the feet on the ground, on your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Send your mind there. Gentle bend to the knees. Spread through the toes, press into your feet, rise all the way up. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to your heart or to your side, Samasthiti, standing at attention. So we're going to go into a chair pose, little baby chair flow here. Deep bend to the knees, find your Utkatasana. So spread through the toes and then plant them back down onto your mat. Big toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. Deep bend to the knees, and then inhale your hands high overhead. Sit back, find your chair, really activating, lowering from the tops of the thighs here. Draw your belly button back in towards your spine. You'll feel that scoop of the tailbone under, and then sit back a little bit further. From here, take a deep inhale, lengthen through your fingertips, light them up. And then as you exhale, send the right hand back behind you, finding a twist. Bring your left knee back so it's in line with your right, that your hips are in line with one another, and then sink back a little bit further, gazing back at that right thumb. From here, we're going to find a little bit of a balance. Bring the weight over to the left foot, and then start to float the right foot up. Coming to a 90-degree angle, maybe you flex through the foot, keeping it active, still taking that twist. Left knee is still bent. And see what that does for your stability. Take a deep inhale here. And stay for the exhale. You got this. Gently release the right foot down, maybe toes first. Mindful movement. Inhale, come back through center space. And then exhale, send the left hand back, finding a twist on that side. First establishing it here so that we know that our right knee is in line with our left, maybe moving it back in space. That the hips are in line with one another, gazing back, opening through the shoulders, through the collarbones. Sit back a little bit deeper. And then you're going to find your balance here. Bring the weight over to the right foot. Really feel the four corners of that foot before you start to bring the left leg up. Keeping a 90-degree angle in the left knee. Keeping a bend in the right knee. Just establishing the balance here. One more breath. And then gently, mindfully, one subtle little movement at a time, lower the left foot down. Inhale, chair pose, center space. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to flow through your Chaturanga Dandasana, coming down to that 90-degree angle, pressing up through the heart. And then back into downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath right here. And then inhale the right leg high. Exhale, hug the knee into your nose and step that right foot in between your palms. Setting up for warrior one legs. Swivel the back foot down, right foot is forward, right toes are forward. Draw the right hip crease back in space. Really root deeply through the feet. Find the outside edge of the left foot down to your mat. Seal it down tight. And then inhale, rise up for warrior one. Deep bend to that front knee here. And then really sending the back of the left knee back even further so that you feel that back leg extend. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, open up, find warrior two. Adjust your stance as needed. Maybe it widens a little bit. Maybe it comes into that heel to inner arch alignment. Deep front knee bend. And then from here, you're going to reach forward as far as you can and tick-tock your arms into a bent knee triangle, gazing up. Hopefully you have your blocks nearby or your stabilizing force nearby. Get your eye on them and maybe plant them right in front of that right foot here. Maybe scoot the back foot in just a little bit. We're going to take off into an Arda Chandrasana, a moon. So you're going to take off with the back foot, bend the back knee, draw that left foot in, and then send it up high. This block will come underneath your right shoulder. And we're really looking for a stack of the hips here. So maybe this left hand comes to the left hip first to establish the pose. There's a huge balance challenge here. Flexing through the left foot. And then again, finding that Mula Bandha, that root lock. Gazing a little bit in front of you. Really feel the front foot rooting down through those four corners. Pressing into the mat, into the earth. And then maybe that left hand comes high. From here, slowly bring the left hand down. You're going to find either a supported warrior three, 2 blocks underneath your shoulders, or 2 hands to the ground or the mat, tenting through the fingers. That back foot is still flexed here. You're lengthening through the crown of your head. And then send that left foot to the back of your mat. Find a crescent lunge here. Both hands come high. Deep front knee bend. We're going to come up into a one-leg Tadasana. So maybe you scoot that back leg in just a little bit so that you can take a double lunge and then step forward onto that right foot. So you're here, 90-degree angle with the left knee. We're just going to take a little standing balancing flow. In this one-leg Tadasana, you're going to find a figure 4 shape. You're going to bring your left ankle over the right knee and sit back into your chair. As you inhale, stand into the standing leg, extend the left leg forward. Oop. I didn't find all 4 corners of my foot. And then send it back for a warrior 3 without support. Capital T shape with the body. Just 2 more times. Bring the leg through. Find a figure 4. Left ankle over the right knee, sitting back just as far as works for you. You're going to feel a burn in the right ankle. And that totally means that you're working, you're building strength, you're building balance. Extend through the left leg. Send it back, warrior 3. You got this. Stick with it. Building new strength. And then last time, swing that leg forward. And then find your figure 4. Inhale, rise up, Tadasana. Exhale, send the left leg down. Very nice work. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to flow through. Meeting in downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath right here. We've got one more side and then a water break. At any time, you can come down onto your knees instead of your downward facing dog. At any time, you can find a child's pose. Listen to your body today. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, hug your knee to your nose, and then step that left foot in between your palms. Setting up for warrior 1 on this side. Right toes swivel down and out, front toes facing forward, really sealing the nice edge of the right foot down into your mat. Once you feel stable, press into both feet, really root down, and inhale, rise up for warrior one. Squaring through both hips here, deep front knee bend. Find that gentle scoop of the tailbone tucking under, and then draw the back of the left knee up and back so that you feel that back leg straighten. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, open up, find warrior two. Deep, deep front knee bend. Maybe you widen your stance, your shoulders are melted down away from your ears, you're active through the fingertips, and deeper front knee bend. Feel that Mula Bandha even here. Activate it. Feel the feet. Feel the balanced breath. Reach forward as far as you can. Inhale. And exhale, tick-tock your arms into that bent knee triangle, gazing up. From here, we're going to find that half moon pose. So maybe if you grabbed your blocks, take them to the other side. Come back to that bent knee triangle. And then you're going to bring one of the blocks in front of the left foot. And then find your half moon coming up, pressing into the left leg, drawing the right leg up, stacking the hips on top of one another, right hip on top of left, flexing through the right foot. Drawing the belly in, finding Mula Bandha, root lock. And then maybe that right hand comes high, but it doesn't need to. Gazing towards the outer right space of your mat or a few feet in front of you. And then really finding your drishti, which is another stabilizing device. It is a point of focus that doesn't move. From here, you're going to find supported warrior three. Either on your fingertips, you're going to rotate your torso down to face your mat or the ground. Toes rotate down on the right foot. Flexing deeply. Inhale, lift through the crown. And then send the right foot to the back of your mat. Find crescent lunge. Inhale, both hands high. And then two hands to the heart. We're going to find that one leg Tadasana. So double lunge, maybe scoot the back foot in a little bit, deep bend to both knees, and then step onto that left leg. Right knee comes up, 90-degree angle right there. We're going to take our little standing balancing flow. So we've got that figure four shape first. Right ankle on top of the left knee, sit back, find your chair. And then gently rise up, extend through that right leg, pressing the heel forward. Swing the right leg back, still finding all four corners of the left foot. Capital T shape, warrior three. And then gently bring it back through. Find that figure four, sit back. And then gently come up, extend through the right leg, one leg Tadasana, and then slowly float the foot back to warrior three. If at any time you lose your balance, no worries, just get right back into it. You're going to feel that burn in the left ankle. Last time, bring it back through. Cross it over. One leg Tadasana. And then let that right foot come down. Very nice work. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, flow through. Really lift through the heart. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. You're going to get a nice front of the ankle stretch in this upward facing dog. And then exhale, press back, downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, flip the right foot over so you can get even more of a front of the ankle stretch. You're pressing the tops of your toes down into your mat. So these top toes, hopefully you can see, down into the mat. Straighten through the legs so you can get that front of the ankle stretch. Then release that foot down. Switch it out. Flip the toes on the left so that the top of the toes are pressing down into your mat. You're getting a front of the ankle stretch on the left. And then release that. Come down to your knees and get a drink of water. Or just take a little breather. When you are ready, meet me in your downward facing dog, just for a transition. Hips are high. And then you're gonna send the right leg high. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, come to a half pigeon place. Right knee outside the right wrist, left leg long behind you. Tenting through the fingers at first here. And then you'll exhale, make your way down. If this isn't accessible today, no worries at all. There's a figure 4 available on your back. You'll just lay back, cross your right ankle over the left knee, and then bring this left thigh in by grabbing behind it or grabbing the front of the knee, and then drawing it in towards your torso as much as possible. But if you do have pigeon pose accessible, you're just going to melt down equal weight in both hips and find that balancing breath once more. You can rest your forehead on the backs of your hands if that feels good. And just stay here for 2 more rounds of breath. Gently rise back up, one palm print at a time. And then you're going to turn your body towards the long side of your mat for Parigasana or Parivrita Shirshasana at revolved head to knee pose. So this right heel is coming in towards the pubic bone. The right knee is out. And then you're extended through the left leg, pointing the toes up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale here. Bring your hands high overhead. And then exhale, bring this left elbow down as far as it can come. Maybe it's just the left hand down and reaching that right hand high overhead. You're getting a nice long stretch on the right side body here, opening up through the intercostal muscles in between your ribs, and then sealing this right hip down, right ischial tuberosity rather, your sit bone, back down into your mat. And yeah, drawing that right hip back down as well, so that you feel the separation between the ribs and the hip, that elongation of that space in between. Reaching up high overhead. And then once you get comfortable, bending that elbow to give yourself a little bit of depth on the exhales, while also opening up through the collarbones so that that sternum is facing up towards the ceiling. Each inhale, draw the right sit bone back down into the mat, back down into the earth. And each exhale, find that depth. And gently rise back up. Bring your right heel over towards the left even more, and then swing this left leg up and over, planting the left foot outside the right knee. We're going to take a half Lord of the Fishes twist here. So you can also straighten the right leg forward if that feels good, if that brings both of your sit bones down to your mat, or you can have this heel tucked back towards the left glute. You're going to plant your left palm behind you. Inhale the right hand high. And then exhale, right elbow comes outside the left knee, and you're going to take a twist, gaze behind you. I'm using this back hand, this back arm, as a splint to keep my spine straight. So my palm is at the base of my spine, and then I straighten so that my spine straightens as well. And then my right elbow is outside my left knee, and then I'm gazing back behind me. Once again, I am pressing my left foot deeply into the ground, into my mat, so that I can feel all 4 corners of it. Even in this ground pose, I'm creating balance, rooting down deeply. And then unravel here. You're going to send your hands to the top of your mat, and then unravel your legs to step back to that downward facing dog. We're going to take all of that on the left, and then we'll be at our Shavasana probably. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, find half pigeon pose. Left knee coming outside the left wrist, sending the right leg back long behind you. Really drawing the left hip crease back. You feel that right hip stretch forward. Inhale, lift through the heart here. And then exhale, make your way down one palm print at a time, maybe resting your head on the backs of your hands, or finding that figure 4 on the back. Lying down, crossing the left ankle over the right knee, and then drawing that right thigh in towards your chest, maybe grabbing behind the thigh or on the knee. Taking this opportunity to really get mindful with the breath. Letting your breath and your focus become one. Two more rounds of breath right here. And gently make your way back up, one palm print at a time. Turning towards the long edge of your mat, bringing your left heel in towards your pubic bone, keeping the right leg straight. Finding that revolved head to knee pose. Inhale, both hands high overhead. Exhale, that right palm plants down. Maybe the right elbow comes down, depending on your flexibility today. You're drawing that left sit bone back down into your mat, left hip bone back down, and then reaching the left rib cage away from the left hip. And then finding that gentle side bend here while still opening through the collarbones towards the ceiling. With each inhale, find that length on the left side, drawing the left hip crease down. With each exhale, opening the collarbones up towards the sky. And gently rise back up. You're going to bring that left hip to the right even further and then swing this right leg around so that you're planting that right foot outside of the left knee. For our half Lord of the Fishes twist here. Planting the right palm at the base of your spine, straightening through your arm so that you create a splint for your back to keep it straight. Inhale the left hand high. And then exhale, left elbow outside the right knee. Take your twist, gaze behind you. Really wring it out like a sponge. Gazing back. Each inhale, lift through the crown of your head, lift through your heart. You get straighter through your spine. Each exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Bring your sponge out a little bit more. And then transition is a little different. Here you're going to unwind the torso and then unwind the legs to just send them along to the short edge of your mat. For Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Getting really flexed through the feet here, so much so that the heels are lifted up and off of your mat. Legs are fully active. Inhale, both hands high overhead. And then exhale, reach your heart towards your toes. You can release your heels to the ground as you fold forward over your elongated legs. So your forehead is rounding in towards those shins. You can grab your calves, your ankles, your feet, whatever feels good here. Just find a nice, yummy fold. Each inhale, reach your heart towards your toes. And then each exhale, just melt into those legs. Gently rise back up, scoot your hips forward, bending the knees. Reach in front of you, and then one vertebra at a time. Make your way down all the way onto your mat. We're going to get one back bend in before we close practice today. So bring your heels in as close as they can come to your glutes. Press into your feet, lift your hips high. Bring your hands underneath you, and then scoot your shoulder blades together, or closer at least, underneath you. Press your hips a little bit higher. Press your pinkies into your mat so that you feel your heart lift through your shoulder heads. Squeeze an invisible block between your thighs. Press your hips a little bit higher. And then release down to the ground.
Release your hands. Bring your knees into your heart space. Hug them in deep. Find a gentle sway side to side. And then when they make their way over to the right, let them fall towards the earth. Find a supine twist. Arms are out to a T, gazing away from your legs. If you'd like a little extra self-assist here, grab your right hand, start at your right hip, and then with pressure, draw that right palm down to the outside of the right knee, and then a gentle press down. Still sealing that left shoulder to your mat. That assist doesn't work if you're not sealing the left shoulder down. Come back into center space. Hug your knees into your chest, gentle sway side to side. Maybe a happy baby pose, grabbing the outsides of the feet. Ooh, that does feel good. Let's stay here for just a minute. Swing back and forth. Knees are bent. You can be grabbing the big toes with your peace sign fingers if that's more accessible to you. And then bring your knees back together, let them fall over to the left, arms out to a T, gazing away from your legs, really sealing that right shoulder down. And then if you'd like that self-assist, left hand to the outside of the right hip, and then with pressure, the palm comes down, tracing the IT band on the right side, down to the outside of the right knee, and then a gentle press. Bring your legs back into center space, hug them in deep, grab the bottoms of your feet, squeeze your eyes into your knees, compress, 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 and then release into your Shavasana. Feet are as wide as your mat or wider, arms out and away from your sides, eyes are closed. Release all effort in your body, your breath, and your mind for just 1 whole minute. Start to deepen your breath, drawing in through your nose, filling up with that life force that surrounds you. And then exhaling soft and deep. Let your arms stretch up high overhead like you just woke up. Roll the ankles, roll the wrists, stretch through the toes and the fingers. Roll onto your favorite side and then gently press your way up to an easy seat, Sukhasana. Hands at your heart space, eyes closed. Let your chin just dip gently in towards your chest, sending yourself some gratitude for finding this hour today to dedicate to the balance of your life, the balance of your body, the balance of your mind. Thumbs up to your third eye space. The light within me bows to and honors the light within you. Namaste.